Everything else was either me, myself, and I, or my wife, as well as our kids. We all pitched in and did a lot of work and enjoyed the experience quite a bit. A couple of projects that come to mind right off the top of my head would be Gonzo's build, Guan Guam, a lot of input from Big Mouth DC, as well as O-Man, and of course China Dog and Sandman's Massive 3. Because we knew we wanted a very comfortable space, but we also wanted the theater look and feel of having some recliners that face the screen, so that I could have access behind the screen, because I really need access for a bunch of different reasons. And you'll see how easy it is to just lift it. What you see here is the acoustic treatments for the front sound stage, and it was really important to try to dampen the low frequencies as well as treat the high frequencies. So we got acoustic.
You have a typical setup like this, where you have a myriad of different remotes, each one with different size buttons, each one with a different layout, and each one has very different functionality. There's a little LED that flashes pulses of light from the remote to the device that it controls, and based on those pulses of light is how it sends commands such as changing the volume. RS-232 is a control standard that was developed in 1962, and typically the standard has changed very little since 1969. iPod that we've installed the iRoll application on it, and we'll give you a quick overview of how the device runs. The other feature that is included in the iRoll that makes it a little bit different than a typical remote is that we've also leveraged things like the landscape versus portrait pages, and they can be very different pages, so it's a very convenient way of creating macros or creating secondary screens. I can control it using gestures, and the way I do that is just swiping up, down, left, right, and enter.
With having the walls around the couches, that provides places to stick your drinks or, you know, popcorn bowl, and it just kind of gives it that, it goes along with the elegant look of like type of like box seats like you find at the older type theaters. The principle behind an infinite baffle is you're using a room, another room, as the actual subwoofer box. And the bass that it produces is just phenomenal. This was also 1 o'clock in the morning. My wife came storming down and told me that the beds were shaking upstairs, and woke our daughter and her up out of her sleep. So one of the things that I wanted to design in with the half walls, and one of the reasons I went with the half walls, is to incorporate these bars. I custom built the panels and cut out the holes to custom fit everything. You can slide the door out and then go ahead and close it when you get the door all the way out.
She left one day and I took a sledgehammer to a couple of walls, and she came back and very politely asked me what the heck I was doing, and I told her there was no turning back at that point. And that's how this room came about. It took me about 3 months to build, and I just love everything about it. Using wire rope and a pulley system on the bottom, and then just gravity on the top, I can manually change the dimensions of the screen. Building the main speakers took about 3 weeks. There's a lot of internal bracing. Each speaker weighs about 110 pounds a piece, and the mid-range drivers are actually tunneled through the rear of the speaker. And so the idea behind that is, hopefully you've learned a little bit, and we'll take something away from this. Go Hawks and enjoy your movies.